Today is day 5 of this journey podcast of Walking in the Spirit, and today I want to begin to tell you a little bit of my story and a little bit of what I would consider my conversion, which came 17 years into my walk with the Lord. Now that may sound a little bit unusual, so let me go back and tell you how the story began. In the fall of 1989, I was on staff of a large inner city church, and I had some women's discipleship groups. And in the course of these groups, I would teach on a topic for a couple of months and then change topics. And in the fall of 1989, I had been teaching a series on the conditions of the heart. And as I taught that series, I began to realize that there was something wrong with my own heart. I'd been teaching on divided heart, hardness of heart. And as I continued to teach, I knew something was wrong, but I wasn't sure what was wrong. But it began to disturb me at a heart level, and I couldn't quite put my finger on what was happening. Meanwhile, we brought a woman to town to teach at a conference, and as I was driving her back from one of these her speaking engagements and headed towards the freeway on Sunnyside Road, I clearly heard a voice, not audible, but a complete sentence that I can remember to this day exactly where and when I heard this. And I heard the Lord say, "I want you to teach on walking in the Spirit, but don't teach anything you know." That was the end. I didn't understand what he meant, but that will show up. Christmas came and went, and after Christmas vacation, I'm getting ready to start teaching these discipleship groups again. So what shall I do? Because I'm going to teach on walking in the Spirit. So I found a test for your spiritual gifts, a 15-page questionnaire. And when I was stapling the very last copy of that questionnaire together and had stapled it, I heard the Lord speak again very clearly, another sentence. And the sentence was, "I didn't tell you to do that." So here I am, and I want to pause my story, and I want to ask you a question before we continue. Is there something that you've known and been taught in your mind in the past, but that you had to relearn with your heart? I want you to consider that question, and we'll pick up my story with tomorrow's podcast.